In one of my areas, we'd just gotten a new Word of Mission leader, and he was really excited to be in that calling. He was a convert of about 5 years, but had been less active for the last few years and had just started coming back and was preparing to go to the temple and great things like that. So he was really excited about the work. And his goal was to have us teach 3 of his friends every month, whether it was us or the elders. And so he invited us to come teach a friend of his from work. And this was a lady who had seen him reading the Book of Mormon and had asked him about it. And he said, well, let me bring some friends by and they can tell you all about it. And so we get to this lady's house and we were just talking to her, just getting to know her and kind of explaining what we do. And I remember I asked her, now, besides Carlos, do you know anyone else who's a Mormon? And she just stopped and turned to him and said, you're a Mormon? And we're like, oh, I thought you knew that. She hadn't realized that he was Mormon. She thought he was just a member of a Christian church and that we were missionaries for that church. But she didn't realize that Mormons believed in God. So she was very surprised, and we did some clarifying, but it was just so funny. She just stopped and turned to him, you're a Mormon? And was just so shocked. Yeah, no, that was just one of those experiences I'll always remember. There was one family in a really little town that I was serving in, and they had just moved to that area. His family was from Greenville, the area I was in, and they were living on his family's land, starting up a farm, but they very much were into living off the grid, trying to be self-sufficient, and they were living in a tent. So my companion didn't tell me that they lived in a tent when we went to see them the first time. So we drove up and we got to their tent, and I was like, Sister Peterson, what is this? But they had a big military grade tent with a wood-burning stove in the middle, and they were living there. And it was just so funny and so, I don't know, off the wall random that they lived in this tent. But they were working on starting up their farm, and they're working on building a home out of cob, which is kind of a adobe, mud, and clay mixture. But that's kind of more long-term goals right now. They're just hashing it out in their tent. And so that was kind of funny that there are people there that live in a tent. It certainly wasn't something I came across more than that one time. So don't be expecting lots of people to live in a tent in Alabama.